So, um, Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Talk to me.
I loved the series. I know that now it's over, so anyone who has not seen this yet and does not want to get any spoilers, they should turn this video off. And
Okay. We need all the viewers we could get, but you know what? What are we gonna do? So if you haven't seen it, watch it. Bookmark this video and then watch us. All right?
yeah, come back to
Because
us.
otherwise we're gonna come after you. We're gonna come after you.
Like Deadites.
We are. We're gonna be freaking zombies and rip your face off and eat your delicious faces.
All right, so the
Talk to
series started off great. I know you and I have discussed this a few times. I love the
me.
progression of the story. I love the characters. It's in keeping with Raimi's original vision. I think it's hysterical. A lot of the things that take place. Um, and I loved and I'm gonna have to probably you're gonna kill me because I just drew a blank on the girl's name, the woman, the female cop. Her partner dies, and
Uh,
she's left, holding the bag, and she's, out on some type of, you know, mental leave right now because of the death of her partner. They're kind of holding her accountable, and she
right.
is looking for payback. And so
Mm-hmm.
she teams up with Lucy Lawless's character initially, um, and then meets up with Ash. And I like, unfortunately for me, it felt a little rushed where they were kind of getting into each other. And I know for Ash, he's just looking for a
Mm.
piece of ass. But I think his character was finally looking at somebody and saying, I really like this woman. She's the kind of girl that I could see myself being with. And for a second there, I think she too was kind of like, this guy isn't what I originally thought he was. And, he's kind of the misunderstood hero, which he, is still an idiot. But for a second there, I think they almost had the audience believing that Ash was going to have a love interest. And
Hey, you hit the nail on the head twice with this. Um, you were talking about and this is the video, the recording that never we never got to publish.
right,
But you said that the whole thing with the Deadites, with the Necronomicon and all that, gives Ash a purpose. It makes him important. And I think they did actually specifically, someone had mentioned it. I think it was Lucy Lawless character that, or someone had said it to him where they said, basically, you know, this is the only thing that gives you some type of meaning in your life.
right. And I think
You,
we were talking about, that's right, because we were saying like subconsciously he's on this date and like, hey, I'm going to read you poetry. I think almost subconsciously he spent 30 years of being a nobody in a dead end job, and the only time for himself, the only time that he felt like, I had some sense of purpose and direction was when he was killing deadites. And so for me,
yep,
yeah, he was drug and alcohol induced more, idiocy, and he goes and starts to recite the poems, but it's almost, Freudian, where he's bringing himself to the point where I need to feel a sense of purpose again. So he reads from it. And,
right.
obviously at that point he has that, that sense of purpose comes back to him. Um, and then, like I was saying, he now finds this woman who's a partner of his, and they're badass together. And she's, Sam Raimi and the crew make you feel like, oh, Ash may have somebody that he could fall in love with. And, you want to see Bruce Campbell succeed. You want to see the character Ash. You want to see him whoop some ass, and you want to, laugh along with them. Um, but I was really upset when she died, man.
I
I
know, I
wanted her to
know,
be
I
part
know.
of this crew. First of all, she's extremely
I know.
attractive. She's sexy as hell,
Yeah.
and she's a
Yep.
badass character. And so you like, all
Right.
right, I could see Ash being with her and them killing deadites together. And then when she dies, I was really upset. And I was like, God damn it, this guy can't catch a
I know.
break.
I know. It's like first, like when Ash's double, whatever, cleaves the thing into her, and then I was like, oh, is she gonna be able to live? Is she gonna be able to live? And then she fucking falls on the antlers. I was like, no, man.
I know.
Oh man. It did. I thought, I don't know, man. I was disappointed. I know they, I think it's like, maybe it's become established with Game of Thrones that you kill off all these major characters and this and that.
Yeah, it's been a thing
But
lately.
yeah, yeah,
And that brings us to Ash on the last episode of season one. He's seen friends and girlfriends and everyone. He's seen people die left and right, everyone that he knows, and he says it time and time again, I don't want you guys to die. And he tries to shake them,
right,
tries to take off and go to the cabin on his own without having them present, because he
right,
doesn't want them to die, which is kind of a noble thing. Like, you can look at it from a sense
yeah,
of, he really is being more like a hero now than ever before. And
right, right.
and so he's at this point, and then she dies, and they were actually really, I think for a moment there, they were considering, even though it was kind of crazy in that they just met,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then to have her die, she needs to die in order for him to do the stupid move at the end of season one, where he makes the deal with Lucy Lawless and goes to Jacksonville,
Right,
which is
right.
fucking absurd.
And that's the other thing that I think you hit the nail on the head that you had mentioned before, is that this is gonna. It seems to be. It's gonna turn into something much bigger. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that. I don't know what's gonna happen. Hell on Earth or something like that, or
Hmm.
some kind of huge event that affects society.
Right.
Because they're in the car and they're listening, and the radio, personality seem to be talking about some big event that's happening.
Exactly. And so the shit is gonna hit the fan. And
Yeah, yeah,
they're being set up for obviously season two. And I was thinking the same thing. It's
right,
obviously going to be apocalyptic, and it's going to bring them to
yeah,
the point of almost like the world is overrun with deadites. So it'll be
yeah,
like The
yeah,
Walking Dead. It'll be like the Evil Dead version of The Walking Dead, where they're
right,
everywhere.
right,
And now what?
exactly. Yep.
So I think that
So
too.
that, I mean,
I
it's
liked
going to be
I
interesting.
liked,
Yeah,
and you only see this in a few movies where, who else is more badass to turn a child into a creepy, this worm creature spawned from the bowels of someone's stomach, and he
right,
vomits this child up, who quickly grows up. I just and then Ash with the putting the stuffing the shotgun down its throat and blowing it apart, and I love it. I think
right,
I thought it was really so heavy handed and over the top. I love that Gonzo
right,
style
right.
that Sam Raimi seems to. Not only did he start it back in the early '80s, but he like perfected it. And so you come to
Yep.
expect this, and I like the fact that it was done. That they didn't compromise. That Star said,
Right,
"We
right.
want you. This is what we want, and we don't want a watered down
Yep.
version of Evil Dead. We
Yep.
want Evil Dead, and we want a TV show, Evil Dead." And that's
Hmm.
exactly
Yeah.
what we got. I have next to no complaints. I know we have, in our previous discussion about it, we talked about some of the CGI, and I
Yeah.
don't mind CGI unless it's really well done, and sometimes a little blood splatter and stuff like that. You supplement regular blood splatter for it. I think in this case, I really am not going to complain about it, because for
No.
the most part, there's so much in terms of practical effects in this season, and how well it was shot. I'm all in, and I'm happy to see a season two.
I am too. I think yeah. There were some CGI. There was one, especially one part with Lucy Lawless' character when some skeleton creature comes out of the
Yeah,
fire, and that was done really really poorly. But overall, I mean, it's it's a kind of show that you just enjoy it for what it is. It's not the type of show that elicits like water cooler talk. It's just something just
good,
fun.
clean,
You
mindless
know,
fun. Well,
yeah,
maybe not
clean.
clean,
All right, not so
but
clean.
good, bloody, mindless fun. And yeah, and
Exactly.
there was some, even just the character like the Brujo, what's his name's um,
Uncle.
uncle. He was an
Yeah.
interesting character, and it's almost to the point where if you're riding shotgun with Ash,
Oh yeah.
your days are numbered. You know what I mean? And so,
Exactly.
the cop was killed off, and I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the names of a lot of the characters, but the Brujo and these other characters that I almost would like to have seen them ride along with them a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
invariably,
Yeah.
and like I said, anyone who's connected with them at all, those two sidekicks right now, they're lucky that they're still alive. So
I was kind of wondering. I mean, I have to admit they did a good job when what's his name, the kid. See now I forgot his name.
see, I know that
Uh,
I did this to you.
yeah, but the sidekick, Ash's sidekick, the guy, um, he got the thing on his face, and I actually thought he was gonna, he wasn't gonna make
Yeah,
it.
it's
So
Pablo, Amanda, and Kelly.
Pablo. All right, all right.
Lucy
So
Lawless is Ruby. Yeah,
Pablo,
so Pablo, you're going to talk about when he had the cover of the book on his face.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I didn't think he was gonna make it, man.
Y-
But they did. So that is I guess it's a good thing about the show is that you really don't know who's gonna who's gonna
Who's going to make it? Who's
bite the
going to die?
bullet or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I go back to it, man. I think they really threw me when they killed Amanda. I didn't think she was going to go out like that. And like I said, I was at that point I was all in. I was like, yeah, love interest for Ash. This is going to be interesting. And then they pull the
Yeah.
rug out from under you, like, no. So
I know. I
and
know.
she was
I
creepy
was
as
like,
hell as a deadite too. I love the
yeah,
makeup on
yeah,
her; it was
yeah, yeah.
great. And then they go through the woods, and I kind of got like this moment of they could have substituted the hikers. I would have liked to have seen like Eli Roth as the main hiker, because he plays
Oh
that
yeah,
that
yeah,
lost in the
yeah,
woods kind of character. He's done in his own movies, and so these
yeah.
clueless people, that they're just cannon fodder, and you're just waiting to see
Right.
how interesting their death is going to be, and that really is the setup in most parts. So I
Yep.
think, and it's part of good acting and good and decent writing when you've come up with characters that you don't want to see killed off, where you want to see how a relationship will develop with them, and that's really the other half of the kind of writing that we like is the characters pull you in and make you want to learn more about them and find out where their story is going. And it's kind of a shame when some of them die. So, yeah,
Yeah.
this season was excellent. If for anyone who is on the fence with checking out Ash versus Evil Dead, don't sit on the fence any longer. Jump onto the side that we're on and check it out. It 30-minute episodes. I think the first episode was maybe close to an hour long, but it's
Yeah.
definitely leaving me wanting more, and I'm looking forward to season two.
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll do a good job. I mean, if they keep the same crew, the writers and directors and everything,
Definitely.
I think it should be
I,
should be a good
and it's
job.
probably the most
Uh,
epic we're going to see in terms of these the Earth overrun by completely by deadites, and I think that's going to be crazy.
it is. It is. I mean, I'm interested to see. Are they going to introduce other types of creatures, like other types of demons? Like is it just the deadite, which is kind of, I mean, he kind of created a new thing because they're not really zombies, they're not vampires, they're sort of demons, but not,
Yeah,
so yeah, or because was it maybe the third episode, second or third episode, where they introduced that demon, with that had the
yeah.
whole
They
shady
summon
effect
him.
going on, right? So are they going to have more demons, or what else are they going to show? So it's interesting. That's a good thing about the show is that it could go a million different directions,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah, and I think
and
he's
that's
introduced
a
us
great thing.
to little snippets of this world that he's created, and
Right.
it's given us just enough to say, oh, wait a second, how did that, we haven't seen this before? Are we going to see more of that? Like you said, we're going to see more of these, the demon summoning, and almost like you see this, they're like generals in this hellish army. The Deadites would be just these grunts, that most times the only way the Deadites can truly come to earth is obviously through being summoned through the book, but then they need to take possession of a human being. That other demon was
Which,
summoned and he was there physically without having to take
yeah.
possession of another body. So there's different ways of going about it.
So I'm interested in knowing, since they are dealing with the Necronomicon, if they're going to bring any, you know, Lovecraftian stuff into it.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be
Summoning
interesting.
some old ones, maybe.
Maybe because I mean they talk about the Necronomicon and everything, but they never really included any Lovecraftian
No,
thing.
they
You
didn't. But
know.
isn't it like the Necronomicon Ex Mortis or something like that? It's
Oh
not.
yeah, all right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's not
It's nothing. Yeah,
necessarily,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you need the Necronomicon in there because think about it. When it was first written, 1982, that was the height of, you know,
Hmm.
Satan in movies, and you had demon summonings, and you needed the Necronomicon in there. But I think it was like the
Right.
Necronomicon Ex Mortis or something like that. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
Lovecraft, but
yeah.
it wouldn't be too bad if it was. I mean, the more Lovecraft, the better.
Hey, definitely,
Yep.
man.
So
Well,
check it out. We're gonna post this video. If you guys like what you see, we hope to bring you some more. Um, and let us know if you want us to review something that you haven't seen yet. And we'll post in the box down below and let you know exactly what we'll be reviewing next. And we hope to speak to you soon.